session for you.
Good, thank you.
Sure, no problem. All righty, and then I announced if you have 2 blocks, if you want to have them nearby.
Blocks again.
All righty, so we're actually going to start off this morning in crocodile pose. So we're going to be lying down on our bellies, forearms stacked. I'm going to mute everybody. If you need anything, unmute and come on in. All right, I just want to make sure that I stay in frame. I have this really nice big backdrop behind me. Okay, so for crocodile pose, your legs can be rotated out so that your toes are pointing towards opposite walls. You're resting on inner thighs, if that's comfortable. If it bothers your lower back, your legs are neutral. And we have the forehead resting on forearms. Okay, so just like this. Yeah, see, I'm gonna, I thought about tipping my camera a little bit, but I'm afraid that I might not do a good job. And then once you're settled, you can let your body become still and let your eyes close. So just take a moment now to bring your awareness inside and get a sense of how you're feeling this morning. So allow your body to draw your attention to any places that feel a little off. We may have places where we're holding on, gripping, places where there's some tension, or maybe places where there's an injury, right, that we're allowing to heal. So let your mind go to those places in your body and see if you can let go just a little bit. Allowing those spaces to soften. And there's a feeling that the whole body is starting to sink down into the mat. You might feel your shoulder blades move towards one another, the chest dropping. You might feel your head becoming heavier on your arms, the shoulders softening and dropping. And we're very aware of everywhere that the front of the body touches the ground. Good. And as you start to let go and sink into your mat, begin to feel the movement of your breath. So we have the sensation now of the navel pressing down as you inhale, the whole body filling, lifting a little bit. And then as you exhale, the body emptying and softening down into the floor. So starting to cultivate that belly breath. And as you pay attention to your breathing, the breath will start to deepen. Each breath grows a little longer. And this long belly breath becomes easier. So there's less and less of an effort. And let's take a couple complete breaths now. So the next time the inhalation moves through your nose, draw that breath down deep into your belly, fill the sides of your waist, the chest, all the way to the shoulders. There's a feeling of lifting up a little bit. And then exhaling, emptying the chest, sides of the waist draw in, the navel draws in. Good, take a relaxing breath. And let's do about 2 more. So again, inhale, filling the belly, the chest, all the way up to the shoulders. And on the exhale, emptying from the chest down into the belly. Yeah, a few resting breaths and then 1 more. Yeah, so we're totally changing out the the breath in the lungs. All right, complete breaths. Completely filling, completely emptying. Okay. And then we're going to move into a bit of a side bend. So we're going to lift the head and shoulders. The palms will come to the floor. And you can keep your legs just as they are. Start to walk your body to the left. And you're going to walk as far as you can without moving your pelvis. So your pelvis stays down. And we're placing the right cheek down on the floor. The right arm kind of frames the head. Good. And we're lengthening through the right side. So again, those ideas of complete breaths, completely inhaling and exhaling, focusing on the right side of the rib cage, the right side of the waist. And relax through your fingertips, your elbow, into the shoulder. Good. And then again, press into your hands. And we're going to walk the upper body through center and walking over to your left. Again, go as far as you can without moving your pelvis. And then the left cheek is down. Left arm is framing the head on the floor. And moving your complete breath into the left side of the body. Left side of the ribs, left side of the waist. And long, deep breaths. And with the idea that we're creating space in the side body. And then when you're ready, again, lifting the head and shoulders and walking back to center. Let's bring our palms to the floor and we're going to push back into a child's pose. And just relaxing in your child's pose for a few long breaths. Now we're feeling the abdomen pressing into the thighs. We're going to be doing some yin poses called geckos. And the geckos are a stretch for the inner thigh, opening for the hip joint, and a stretch in the groin as well. Okay. So when you're ready, we're going to walk ourselves back out onto our bellies. Okay. And I'm going to go this way so you can see me better. The idea is that I'm going to rotate my thigh open and pull my knee as high as it goes on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to start on the right side. I've rotated my thigh open. Bring my knee as high as it goes. You can flex your toes or leave them soft, whatever's more comfortable. And I'm going to be resting on my forehead, just like crocodile. And what probably happens for most of us is that the hip joint is up a little bit. You don't want your knee so high that you're way off the floor, but we want the hip joint maybe an inch or so hovering. That gives us a chance to release the weight of the pelvis. Okay, so you're in your gecko pose, head is down. And you can either just let your pelvis be heavy, let the inner thigh drop, drop, drop towards the floor. Or with your concentration, you can press the inner right thigh into the floor a bit. Good. Maintaining that deep breath, feeling contact with navel center, the mat. So we're here for about 10 long breaths. Letting go, heavy. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to neutral legs. So you can slide your leg down on the floor, come back to the top of the foot. And we'll do the same thing on the left side. So left thigh flips open, draw the knee up high next to you, and again, rest the upper body. And for about 10 breaths, we're pressing the inner thigh into the floor, dropping the hip joint. And just relax any tension in the lower back as best you can. All right, we might feel a little squeeze here, that's fine. But as you breathe deep, practice letting the whole body be supported by the floor. And as you're ready, let's come back to neutral. So slide your leg back into position. And we might just take a little rest by bending the knees and windshield wipering the lower legs. Okay, so now we're going to try to gecko on both sides, and it's a lot more challenging. So you might find that the knees don't come anywhere near as high when you do it in double. Okay, so legs are down. We can slide the legs open and come to inner knees. And this might be enough. I might just stay here. Or I could try walking my knees up a little bit. I'm using my big toes to kind of come a little higher. And what you'll probably feel is that your pubic bone lifts up off the floor, your hip joints are up off the floor, but don't be too high. Okay, it's okay for them again to hover, but we're not in a place where the low back is really squeezing. Okay, and then you can keep your head down in your crocodile, or if you'd like to lift the head, we get a little bit of a sphinx feeling. So I might keep my hands in my crocodile position, but lift my head and shoulders. So you can see what makes the pose better for you. And again, it's 10 breaths. And you might focus at the place of the pubic bone and think about it dropping. Yeah, relaxing inner thighs. Yeah, 3 more breaths. And then we'll come back to neutral gently. So again, using your big toes is helpful. Walk your knees out straight and the legs back to underneath the hips. Hands are on either side of the rib cage. We're going to come back to child's pose. This time we might choose the open leg version. So coming up to table, big toes touch. And then walking the knees open, the belly will drop into the space between the thighs. And just releasing the weight of the chest to the floor, releasing the weight of the pelvis to the floor. And then as you're ready, you can start to walk back towards your body. Let's come up into our table position. Good. We might feel a little stiff in the back, right? The gecko does squeeze the low back. So we're going to start moving through our spinal wave or cat and cow nice and slowly. So we're dropping the sit bones down towards the back of the knees, arching up along the spine. Hands press in, head releases. And then sit bones lift, belly falls, chest falls, look forward. Good. So just moving through cat and cow, nice and slow. Allowing full articulation of the spine. And the next time we're at our neutral back, let's bring the legs closed. Step the hands 1 step forward, and we're going to circle the hips. So dropping forward, out to the side and back. Good. Other side and forward, so just working any tension that may have accumulated in the lower back out. Nice big circles. Good. And then we'll switch. Nice big circles the other way. And then if you want to walk back for a moment, come up to kneeling. We're going to be doing our hip joint movements. So hip rolls from our table position. So if your wrists are getting a little tired, we can do this on forearms with the fingers interlaced. Okay. So we're back in our table position on either forearms or hands. Let's bring the left knee a little closer to center. This helps with balance. Bend your right knee, flex your right foot, lift the knee up behind you, flip open, around and through. Good. So just drawing nice big circles with the knee. And our goal is going to be 5 in each direction. And so we've gotten to 5. The knee comes in towards the belly, opens up to the side, around and so take it slow so that your rotation is big. Good. And then when you're done, we're going to move to the other side. So now the right knee comes a little more towards center, left knee is bent, toes flexed, lift up behind, around and through. Good. So again, don't hurry. Definitely a lot of work. And when you've done 5, one way switch. So the knee comes in towards the belly, opens to the side, around and through. Good. Now when you've reached 10 total, you can walk yourself up. Good. Come off of your wrists, off of your shoulders, shake out. And we're going to give ourselves a nice big stretch in down dog. Okay. So when you feel good, come back to the mat, back to table, toes under, lift up. And once in down dog, you can pedal. You can come up and down on your toes. It's really stretching the back of the body. Good. And then we can bring our knees back down and we're going to move into our couch lying pose. So for couch lying pose, we're going to start on the left side. And if you have a little cushion or a blanket for your head, you can find that. I'm going to grab a little cushion from over here. And you're just on your left hip. Knees are bent, so balance is good. And the cushion might be over your arm. Good. So just make sure there's no strain in the neck. The right fingertips are out in front, tented. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to practice this first as a movement. So right big toe comes out in front, taps the mat, knee in, heel up, knee in, and tap. Okay, so we'll do that a few times, get the joint ready. And if you can see yourself on the screen, you can see if your foot is aiming for the ceiling. Or you can look up, check it out. But the idea is that we want to stay on the hip. So I might feel like I could roll higher if I roll onto my pelvis a little bit. But better to be off at an angle and right on your hip. So try not to roll back. And the next time the leg is up, let's stay there. We're going to bring the right hand behind to support the leg. And you can hold behind your thigh. You can hold your big toe. And we're just gently drawing the leg in towards the body. And even though the hand is pressing on the back of the leg, your shoulder stays soft, the neck is soft. We might put a little flex in the foot. Actually, let's roll the ankle joint. So while we're up here, draw some circles with your big toe. Yeah, one way and then the other way. Flex and point. And then let's bring the leg down for a moment. So we'll take 2 or 3 breaths, relax. And then let's come up one more time. So the knee comes in towards the body, up towards the ceiling, support the leg, 5 more breaths. Great. Okay, and then we're going to restack the legs. And we're going to think about our quad stretch here. So now the right hand will come behind the body, find the right ankle. Bring your thighs as close as they go. And then the right knee presses back. Good. So you might have a little flex in your foot if you're holding your ankle. And if we press forward with the pelvis, we'll get a little bit more stretch in the thigh. And try to relax the side of your neck and your shoulder. And then when you're ready, release, we stack the legs, and let's bring the legs straight, pointing the toes. Okay, again, my right fingertips are tented, and we're going to bring both legs up off the floor. So we're balancing on the left hip. 5 breaths, and nice and steady. And then legs down. Let's take the fingertips to the shoulder, bring the elbow in nice and close, and we'll do 5 big circles. So you can practice your balance by keeping your legs straight here, or if you feel very wobbly, the knees can bend again, okay? And let's start drawing some nice big circles up on the ceiling with the elbow, working into the shoulder joint. Again, moving in your biggest circle that is comfortable, that is fluid. And then we'll switch directions, 5 big circles the other way. This might feel a little bit more awkward. The elbow will press back, around and through. And then let's just let the arm rest on the side of the body. Okay, so now we're going to do 5 big waves. The palm will face forward, fingers are open. As you inhale, let's bring the elbow up to the ear. And as you exhale, we'll bring the arm back alongside. Okay, so there might be a little reach through the tips of the fingers. Good. And on time number 5, when the bicep is by the ear, we're going to stay there. And we're going to do kind of a strange movement. The bicep will stay by the ear. I'm going to bend my elbow and touch the floor. And then the elbow straightens and fingers touch. Good. And last one. Straighten the elbow and bring the arm back alongside. All right, good. So we're going to change our position now. So we're resting on the right hip. When you're ready, roll yourself up and switch sides. To bring my microphone with me. Good. And make sure that your head is propped comfortably. So we don't want to be straining the neck or shoulder while we're working on the lower body. Left fingertips are tented out in front. My knees are bent, legs are stacked. And my left big toe is going to touch the mat out in front. Knee in, leg straight, knee in, and tap. Okay, and we'll do about 5 just like this. And again, mobility is not always the same on each side. So you may or may not be straighter on the side. Again, remember to stay on your hip, don't roll back. And the next time the leg is up, we're going to stay. Left arm comes behind, supports the leg. Again, you can hold behind the thigh, the knee, the calf, or hold your big toe. And the left arm is working, bringing the leg in towards you. Your shoulder is soft. And long, deep breaths. Relax the belly. And then let's take a little break so we can restack the legs. Take 2 breaths here. And then the knee comes in, leg comes up. Okay, let's work this ankle. So flexing and pointing the toes, rolling the joint, circles with the big toe up on the ceiling. And then we can keep the foot in a small flex, leg comes towards the body. Good, hold and breathe. And then we're going to restack the legs. Good. And time for quad stretch. So left hand comes behind the body, holds the ankle. Knees come as close as they go. And then the left knee moves back, pelvis presses forward. And this just keeps our low back relatively neutral. And again, about 5 breaths, relax your shoulder. And then we'll move into our hip balance. So we're going to release the foot. Again, the left fingertips are tented out in front. Let's bring the legs straight, point the toes, and then lifting the legs together. We're balancing on the right hip. Nice and steady. And just engaging in the core and the glutes. And then legs down. Again, you can practice balancing on your hip by keeping your legs straight. Or if you want to feel a little steadier, your knees can bend. Let's take our left fingertips to the shoulder, elbow in close. And we're drawing some circles on the ceiling, coming forward, around, and back. And then switch directions. Good. Nice slow movement, paying attention to any
places that might feel a little stuck or sore as you're moving. We're very gentle moving through those spaces. And one more. And then let's bring the arm to rest on the side of the body, and we'll do our waves. Palm is forward. Inhale, arm up, bicep to the ear. Exhale, arm alongside. Good. As best you can, follow the movement of your breath. Lungs are full, the arm is overhead. Lungs are empty, the arm is resting on your side. So if we're following nice full breaths, this is a relatively slow movement. Good. And the next time you get to the place where the bicep is by the ear, let's stay there. And now we'll only be moving at the elbow. So the left elbow bends, fingertips touch the floor, and then the elbow straightens. And tap, and straight. Good, keep going. Good, one more tap and straight. And then let's bring the arm back alongside. All right, good. From here, we're going to come to seated. So if you want to make your way up onto your cushion. And we can just fold our legs in front. Good, sit up nice and tall. Let's just do a little bit more with these shoulders. Coming up towards the ears, press back, release down and forward. Good, let's see if we can make that movement a little bit bigger. So keeping the chest lifted, fingertips come to the shoulders, elbows come close in front. We're going to take a big inhalation, elbows come up. Exhale, down and through. Good, inhale up and back. Exhale, down and through. And if there's any soreness, we're doing a smaller circle. If there's pain, maybe we're just doing this on one side. And then the hands are going to rest on the knees. Again, the chest stays lifted. Let's release the weight of the head. And we'll bring the head into a rotation. So right ear towards the right shoulder, across back. Other shoulder and elbow, chin to the chest. And as you're moving, shoulders are dropping away from the ears. And then let's take 3 rotations the other way. So switch. And then we'll bring our gaze straight ahead. Let's bring the heels of the hands to the forehead. Good. And just working any tension out of the face. So drawing circles out into your temples, out into your jaw. And then next we're going to do either eagle arms or self hugs. So it depends what works better for you. Okay. We're going to bring the arms wide open. Good. Take a nice big inhalation, press the palms back. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right bicep on top of the left and we'll intertwine forearms. So we're either coming to eagle arms like this or self hug. Okay, so whichever works better in your body. And whichever one you chose, feel that you're sitting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. The elbows are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. And then we'll lift the elbows just a little bit. And take a few deep breaths into the space between your shoulder blades. And bring your elbows back down towards your body. And let's open up. Okay. So again, the feeling is that somebody's kind of pressing your hands back. Open your chest up. Shoulder blades are together. And on your next exhale, the left bicep will be on top. So come across your body. Good. And again, we either wrap into eagle arms or we hold the shoulders, self hug. And before you do any kind of lifting, relax. So the shoulders drop away from the ears and then the elbows lift. So either self hug or eagle. And again, you're directing your awareness to the space between your shoulder blades, breathing into the space between the shoulder blades. And then inhale, open up. And again, goalpost arms, press your elbows back. Nice and tall. And relax. All righty. Now we're going to move into our butterfly feet. So if you're way up on a bolster, you might want to come lower. I just have a little cushion under my tailbone. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together. Good. Heels are in close to the body. And you can hold your feet or you can hold your ankles, whatever's more comfortable, but stay tall. And we're going to be counting in and out of butterfly. So we're going to be lifting the knees to 3 and lowering the knees to 9. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of control lowering the knees. You want them as low as they go at 9. Okay, so we're going to lift 2, 3, and then lower 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And at 9, we're, with our own concentration, pushing knees towards the floor. And then lift 2, 3, open 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At 9, you're pressing. And lift 2, 3, and open 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is pressing. Stay here. And then relax your effort. Your knees probably pop up a little bit. And we're going to take the feet and slide them forward on the mat, maybe 2 or 3 inches. Let's just open this up a little bit. We'll tip forward with the pelvis. Good. You can either stay here with a flat back, or if you'd like to round, you can let your shoulders and your head drop. Good. And we'll take butterfly as a forward fold for about 10 counts. You want to use your elbows to kind of press the knees open a little bit. You can do that as long as it feels good. And then when you're ready, start to walk yourself back up. Good. We'll bring the hands behind the body and the soles of the feet to the floor. Okay, I'm going to take my little cushion out at this point, and we're going to drop the knees from side to side. So to start a nice slow rocking motion. And we'll bring this into a twist. So the next time that your knees drop to the left, the right arm comes across the body and you look over your left shoulder. And then come back, knees drop right, left arm across the body, look over your right shoulder. And just keep moving from side to side. It might feel good to hold the twist for a couple breaths, so no need to hurry. And we'll do each side one more time. And then the next time you're back in center, we're going to keep the feet on the floor, and we'll be doing some seated leg cradles. So let's start by picking up the right ankle, placing the right ankle above the left knee, and you can kind of lean back into your hands. Good. The foot's a little bit flexed, and to get a little more from it, you can press your chest forward. So I'm leaning towards my leg, keeping my back straight. Good. We'll take about 5 big breaths on each side. It's time to switch. Lean back a little bit, bring your foot to the floor. And let's take now left ankle above right knee. Good. And the hands are behind the body so we can sit up tall, keep the back straight. Little flex in the toes. Good. And then adjust it so we can lean back for a little less, lean forward for a little more. And 5 big breaths. And then lean back out. And let's bring the legs down. We're going to get ready to do our low lunges. So I think low lunges are a little better with the blocks because we can keep our upper body a little higher. But if you don't have blocks or you don't like blocks, they're not mandatory. So we're going to set up with the blocks at the front end of the mat. Maybe I should go a long ways. And then let's bring the right foot up between the blocks. And then we'll glide the left knee back just to the place where you feel your runner's lunge. So if I look down, my right knee is right above my right ankle. 90 degrees there. And we'll start by just gently bringing the pelvis forward and back. Yeah, so nice rocking movement. And then the next time we come back, we'll make it a hamstring stretch. So come back onto your right heel, toes are up.
your knees as straight as it goes, without locking, of course. And we'll let the head and shoulders just kind of drop out over the leg. You can get a little more from this by pretending that your heel is glued to the floor and the sit bones are drawing back. And then coming forward again, so knee bends, pelvis glides forward and drops down. This time we're going to come up into our crescent moon. So let's bring the hands up onto the right knee, find steady. And when you feel steady, the arms are by the ears, and we'll take just a little back bend here. So lift the heart, look up. Good. Again, 5 breaths. And then the hands come back to the blocks. Good. And again, let's just move pelvis forward and back. And now the next time your foot touches down, we're going to stretch the front of the ankle. So I'm going to take my right hand, hold my toes down, and then start to bring the pelvis back. Good. So maybe you don't go back as far because the toes are going to want to pop up. Right? Toes in front. Good. And you should feel this for sure in the top of the ankle, maybe through the sides of your ankle. And then coming back to your lunge position. And this time we're going to come inside. So you can pick up your right hand, come inside the right knee. Both hands are together on the block inside. And you could have it flat if it's steadier, heels of the hands on the block. And I'm going to let my right knee just fall out a little bit. And again, it's just a soft movement. So pelvis moving forward and back. You could fan your knee open and closed a little bit. And then the next time that we drop in, we're going to hold. Okay, so you can stay up tall like I am, or if you want to come down on forearms, get a little more, you can do that as well. 5 breaths. And then let's glide the pelvis back. Bring the legs closed. And we're going to fold into child's pose. So let your seat come down towards your heels. And you might want to rest your forehead on your block. It's there, or on the floor. And once we're here, let's do 2 of our tense releases. Good. So pressing the tops of your feet into the floor, firm your calves, thighs, press the legs into one another. Lift and squeeze, pelvic floor, glutes, low abdomen. Draw in the navel, squeeze, and release. And let your body just drape over the legs, soft. And then one more time. Tops of the feet gently press into the floor, squeeze your calves, your thighs, press the legs into one another. Lift and firm, pelvic floor, buttocks, low abdomen. Draw the navel in, big squeeze, and let go. Okay, and again, the feeling is that we're melting over the legs. And then start to walk yourself back up to kneeling, and we'll get ready for our floor lunges on the other side. Okay, so let's have the blocks again at the front of the mat. And this time they're framing the left foot. Okay, and we'll slide the right knee back until we find our runner's lunge. And then it's just a nice soft movement. So if you're on a wooden floor at home, make sure you have a folded blanket or a towel under your knee.
a mat and wall to wall here, so I'm pretty good. But it's never great for the kneecap to be on a hard surface. Good. Let's think about the hamstring stretch now. So the pelvis moves back, come up onto your left heel. Good. Knees as straight as it goes comfortably. And you can either stay tall out over your leg or round. Maybe drawing the sit bones back, 5 breaths. And then let's come back to our lunge. So foot down, knee bent, thinking about crescent moon, come up onto your knee. Feel steady before you lift the arms. And then bring your ears, good, lift the heart, look up. And so I'm taking this a little soft for myself today because I know my lower back's a little tweaky. So soft lift in the heart. Need like a little bit more, lift a little higher. Good. 2 more breaths. And then come on back to your blocks. Good. We're going to think about stretching now the front of the left ankle. So let's have the left hand holding the toes down. Start to glide the pelvis back. Yeah, and just paying attention to what you're feeling in your foot, ankle, heel. And then coming back to your lunge position. And before we go on the inside of the leg, let's just move a little bit. Get everything nice and free. Good. And now the next time you're in your lunge position, the left arm is going to come onto the inside. So both hands are on the block. And the left knee will just kind of fall out a little bit. And just move here however feels good. So again, pelvis forward and back. Maybe dip in the hip a little bit. Maybe winging the knee open and closed. Okay, so just kind of playing with what's available here as far as your movement goes. What feels good, what might not. And then we're going to get ready to hold again. So the next time your pelvis is forward, the knees dropped open, 5 breaths. You can stay up tall on your arms or come on down to your forearms if you want a little more. So this is a very big hip opener. Just be in a place where you can breathe smoothly, where it's not too much. And then when you're ready to come out, pelvis comes back first, and then the leg swings shut. Good. Again, bring yourself down into your child's pose. And we'll do just 1 tense release now. Tops of the feet press into the mat, firm your calves, thighs, press your legs together, firming the pelvic floor, buttocks, low abdomen. Draw your navel in, squeeze, and let go. And take a big inhalation through your nose, and exhale out the mouth. And then let's walk ourselves back from our child's pose. Come back to your kneeling position. Yeah. And then from here, we're going to stand up. So let's come up onto our feet. Come to your mountain pose. And then if you want to face the long end of the mat, I'll face this way, so I'm looking at you. You're going to take a nice wide stance. We're going to rotate the thighs open a bit so the toes point out. Okay. And when you found a good distance between your feet, let's squat. We'll drop in and come up. Yeah, so knees are tracking out towards the toes. And then the next time you're up, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and straighten the elbows. So as the elbows are straightening behind you, the hands are moving down towards the floor. Let's lift the chin up towards the ceiling. Good, and just opening up through the neck, the upper chest. Again, relax, bring your eyes forward. And now bend your elbows again. Let your hands sit on your sacrum. And we're going to tip out over the legs. So just tip at your hip joints. Deep bend in your knees. Squat, push in, come up. Okay, let's do 5 just like this. Inhale, tip forward. Good. Back stays neutral. Bend the knees, squat, push in, come up. Good. So move along with your breath. On the inhale, we're tipping. Exhale, squat, push, come up. Good. And now let's find one of those blocks. And we'll have the block right in front of us and just out a little bit. Deep bend in the knees, tip forward. And this time we'll bend the knees enough that the hands come to the block. Okay, so I might have my block flat like this. If I want to be a little taller, I might have a tall block. And we're just going to glide from side to side. So maybe we're stepping a little wider now and just lunging. And coming to center, the knees are straight. I'm going to actually flip myself around here. Okay. We're going to get ready for our windmill. So in windmill, the shoulder and the wrist are in alignment. So the block is pretty much right underneath the sternum. Let's bring the left arm into the low back. And we'll twist left to begin. So let your belly turn, chest turn. And the left arm is up towards the ceiling. Good. And the right hand might push the block away a little bit so you're nice and tall. Okay, 5 breaths. And then let's bring the hand back to the block. And now, right arm goes into the lower back. Pelvis turns right, chest turns right. And then the right arm lifts. And then go ahead and close. And now when your hands are both on the block again, let's lunge. So bending opposite knees. Good. And we're going to hold this now as a soft forward fold. So the next time your body is in center, we're going to kind of lean back into the heels and point the big toes towards the center line. So we're snow plowing the feet. And then from here, you can do what you like. So maybe I stay kind of tall, long through my back. Maybe I drop in a little bit. Maybe I bend opposite knees. Good. So just working with your open leg forward fold. Maybe you're moving, maybe you're still.
And then as you're ready, we're going to heel and toe the feet so that the legs are back to neutral. So heel toe to the place where your ankles are back underneath your hip joints. Soften your knees a lot. And let's start to roll ourselves back up to standing. Shoulders will come up and drop down. Finding yourself moving back to your mountain position. And then once you're there, we can walk around. And let's go through the golden seed sequence. We've done it in a couple of weeks now. See what we remember. So again, we're facing the long end of the mat. We're taking a wider stance. Squatting legs mean the thighs are open. Good. Toes are pointed out towards short corners. Take a nice big inhalation. Bring the arms up overhead. Drop down into your knees. Exhale, push out. Stay here for a moment. And then we're going to stand up nice and tall, toes forward, legs straight. And then exhale, elephant drops its trunk. Bring your fingertips to the floor. And then we're going to walk the hand to the left foot, set up in your side angle legs. That left knee is bent. Right hand stays on the floor. Lift the left arm, look behind. This is your reverse side angle. Good. And then both hands are on the floor. Walk over to your right foot. You're pivoting on your heels. Find your side angle legs. Right knee is bent. Left hand stays on the floor. Open. Right arm to the ceiling. And then the arm comes back to the floor. Let's come into a deep squat. Right in center, we're looking at the palms of our hands. And then inhale, draw the palms up to the heart. Exhale, press overhead, drop down into your knees. And now as you inhale, toes are forward again. Exhale, dipping bird. So come forward, lift your arms behind your body. And then inhale, rocking horse, knees are bent. Exhale, dipping bird. And then from here, your hands are on the floor, toes turn out, big squat. And from our squatting position, we're going to scoop the arms up overhead, inhale, palms touch, step together, hands to the heart. And rest here for a moment. All right. And then for our last thing, let's do our Agnisara practice. Okay, so coming back to your mountain pose, and then bending into your knees, hands rest above the knees. Take a moment to relax through the navel center and low back. Take a big inhalation. And then as you exhale, lift and squeeze, pelvic floor, low abdomen, navel. As you inhale, release navel, low abdomen, pelvic floor. So let's do about 10, just like this. And whenever you get to about 10 or 11, you can roll yourself back up to standing. All right.
And then from here, we're going to get ready for our relaxation. So if you want to set yourself up now, grab a blanket, turn off any lights, go ahead and get ready. And just coming to your Shavasana position. Arms are alongside, shoulders are rolled open. And just making any little adjustments that you need to feel fully supported by the floor underneath you. Allow your eyes to close. Allow your body to be still. And so when we were in crocodile pose in the beginning of class, we were looking for tension in the body, looking for gripping. Now I'd like you to look for your asana practice in your body. So we did a lot with hip opening, a lot with inner thighs, shoulders. So just see if you can feel the effects of your postures in your body. There might be certain spaces that call your attention first. Just doing a survey through your joints and muscles and getting a sense of your interior landscape after practice. And now draw your awareness up to the crown of your head. Soften the crown. Across your forehead. Around your eyes. Feel your cheekbones, your jaw. Relax the insides of your cheeks. Relax your tongue. Move around your ears, across the back of your head. And let your cushion or your blanket hold the weight of your head. Soften into the back of your neck, the sides of your neck. Relax your throat, shoulders, sides of the rib cage. Travel down between your shoulder blades, across your chest. Relax your upper arms, elbows. Relax your lower arms and wrists. Soften your hands. All the way out into the tips of your fingers. And just feeling energy now across the tips of your fingers. So just see if you can feel your fingertips. And then feel the palms of your hands. Again, relax into the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. Relax the sides of your waist. Let your lower back drop. Deeply relax the muscles in the abdomen. And just feel the filling and emptying in the navel region. And the glutes let go, the pelvic floor, the hip joints. And then softening the muscles in the thighs. Relax your knees, lower legs and ankles. Soften your feet. Move awareness into the arches of the feet, across the tops of the feet. And then feeling the tips of your toes. And we might find that the tips of the toes are a little harder to feel than the tips of the fingers. But all 10 toes are in your awareness. And you feel the place where the heel touches. Let your whole body be heavy. And now on the next inhalation, imagine that your whole body could breathe. So as you inhale, draw breath in through every pore in your skin. Every cell in your body fills and expands. And as you exhale, again, every cell in your body, every pore in your skin lets out breath and softens and deepens into the floor. And so for the next few breaths, just follow this expansion and this full body softening. And let your breath be effortless. Energy rushes in and fills you. And then just flows right out and empties you. And you can just rest and watch it happen. This incoming prana, this incoming breath brings in clarity, nourishment for the body, healing energy. So let this incoming breath move into the tips of your fingers, into the tips of your toes. And any stale energies that no longer serve you flow right out with the outgoing breath. So with every exhale, we just feel a little easier. And now let's start to transition to our seated posture. So take your time, be gentle with yourself. You can roll to your side and come up onto your chair or bolster, meditation cushion. And once you're sitting nice and tall, you might bring your shoulders up to your ears, press back, and just let the shoulder blades fall down your back. And your heavy hands are supported by your legs. Chin is dropped just a little bit so the neck is long. So the crown lifts towards the ceiling. And if you bring your awareness inside your body, you feel that you could draw a line from the pelvic floor to the crown. So the pelvic floor to the crown in alignment. And now the next time you exhale, feel the exhale enter through the crown of your head, travel all the way down your body to the pelvic floor. Feel the inhale begin at the pelvic floor and travel up to the crown of the head. Exhale from the crown down the center line of the body to the pelvic floor. And so you got it. Just allowing inhalation and exhalation to travel through the core of your body. And just feeling that these long flowing breaths are cleansing the center energy channel. Allow your awareness now to move to the nostrils. And again, we'll follow the path of breath, this time between 2 points, the nostrils and the space between the eyebrows. Feel the coolness of the inhalation travel up to the space between the eyebrows, and the warmth of the exhalation travel down and out through the nose. As you follow this pathway, relax your eyes, your forehead, and start to hear your mantra. As the inhalation travels in, so as the exhalation travels out, hum. So hum. And just letting your mind let go. Your only thought is the mantra. And it is a thought that the mind can deeply relax into. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And now allowing the sound of your mantra to go. Start to move your body. We might undulate the spine, wiggle the fingers. And then bring the hands up over the eyes. And feeling the warmth of your hands on your face, the eyes open up. And our attention is drawn back out. And you can take your hands away when you're ready. Thank you all so much for being here today. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Tracy.
My pleasure.
I lost you for a few minutes in the middle, but then I came back on. I had to turn off my iPad and everything, but I didn't panic. So thanks.
There's always little glitches, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. It was awesome. It was great. Thank you.
Good to see you. Yep, so let's get this recording up hopefully tomorrow.
Great. Thanks.
Yes, my pleasure.